We are recording, sir.
All right, Never Again Radio. I can breathe so much better because I'm running. Podcast number 5. That sounds so weird. Is my audio weird?
Is this you?
Podcast number 5. Now. I can't clap. There.
It's loud.
No, we got it. I'm more comfortable with no one down here.
It's because people are fucking weird.
No, I mean, I don't mind Jer and Muma, but there's like a little bit of pressure.
It's because we know they're secretly listening.
Or if they're not laughing, then sometimes I'll be like, is this any good?
I can barely see usually when Jared's up there. If he's laughing, I can't tell. He turns away because he's very professional.
No, I think he turns away because he's like, I'm hideous. Don't look at me.
I can't tell. I can't tell if he's
laughing. Lost Soul coffee mugs. I use it all the time.
Good for you.
He left one for you.
I know I don't drink coffee, but I appreciate it.
It's March, so I made myself a little bit of a Keurig, a little dirty Proper 12 Keurig Irish coffee.
Keurig 2 times?
My parents are away, so I was down here, and I don't have coffee at their house. So last night I was like, I'll have a coffee. So I just grabbed because Kara bought me like 2 things of Keurigs for my birthday. And I took them back to my parents. And then I forgot I don't have coffee here. So I was like, I'll make an Irish coffee because I'm like, I got up super early today and then worked all day and then went for a run. And then like I'm like down a gear, like I'm very calm. I'm very...
Well, I mean, you do have the option.
Peace. No stress or anxiety.
You have the option to just go to a coffee shop right down the street.
No, it's not ever open. It's never open. Emily's has coffee, and they're open constantly.
Is it good? I don't know. Is it good?
I haven't had it. They have, like, kids working there, so I don't know if that's going to affect it, but I'll try it. Reppy's daughter works there.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
I went to make a coffee before the podcast. We're running solo. It's just myself and Jesse. And Jer is traveling. I think he's home now. And Muma couldn't stay because he had to work. But I don't like being dependent on them. I love when they're here, but we need to learn how to do this on our own. See how calm I am from running?
You're very NPR.
You're
very NPR-ish.
I know.
You're breaking everything down.
I'm gonna make a commercial for Lost Souls with this coffee cup.
You need a pop filter. Where's the pop filter that was?
I don't know. I think I took it off of this one.
Yeah, you should put it. Oh, because the camera's probably looks weird.
So I said to you, I'm gonna make a coffee, and then I said fuck. And then you said, what's that noise? And I said, I took a coffee Keurig
out of where? Out of the garbage?
Yeah,
you know.
You've done it too, people. It's a strong coffee, but then I filled it with booze, so it just tastes like Proper 12.
Yeah, it's just dirty water.
It was, yeah, you go see you're having a dirty water and Irish cream. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Are you Irish at all? I'm German and Irish.
That's my German mug.
I love St. Patrick's Day. I love March. Saw Flogging Molly with Muma. I forgot there was a pretty decent gap from the last show. We're spacing them out a lot more. Once the show gets going, it'll be less time in between, and it will be on a schedule. But for now, like I'm not. This is a lot of work.
And Skype is coming?
Skype is coming.
So excited for Skype.
But there was so much that went on. It was my birthday. I went to Flogging Molly with Muma.
Wait, it wasn't your birthday.
It was my birthday week.
No, week. This is your birth week.
Yeah. It was awesome. Went to Flogging Molly, and then that weekend there was the huge fights. Mm-hmm. So there's a shitload of people at the studio. A bunch of people came down. We had food from Muma. It was barbecue. I made a pizza roll. You brought a pizza. Kevin brought deviled eggs. Dustin didn't get to bring anything this time. There was salsa. There was a shitload of food.
Muma didn't just bring barbecue.
Fucking John Jones won.
He brought trays of stuff, and he goes, there's some ribs there. There was a tray of ribs. Yeah. And Tim just kept hugging him and telling me he loved him.
Yeah. Muma rules.
Yeah, his food's awesome.
His barbecue's super good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the fights were, and then John Jones won, which I hate.
But it doesn't matter because Tyron Woodley lost.
I hate John Jones.
I hate Tyron Woodley.
I posted a rant about hating him, and then JM messaged me and just goes, yo, he's not going to lose for a really long time. And I know it's true. There's no one in that division that's going to beat him.
No.
It might happen in heavyweight, but he could definitely go up to heavyweight, fuck some people up, and be like, later.
But
he's looking for that Brock Lesnar fight.
Listen.
Also, it's like the McGregor thing. If he loses at heavyweight, he's like, it's not my weight class.
He will get arrested again.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm not even putting into the fact that he's going to fuck up.
Yeah, he'll fuck up.
Yeah.
McGregor got arrested.
I did. I saw that.
Goddamn bully. That's what I said, you damn Irish bullies.
They just started releasing terrible footage of, like, his back, and then they, like, added in sound effects of, like, a phone, and then, like, TMZ put, like, phone breaking. It was terrible footage. I actually just saw it.
Yeah,
whatever. He was probably being bothered.
I guess in the beginning he acted like he was. I think he was just pissed. He acted like he was being nice. The guy said, and then all of a sudden he just grabbed my phone. So it was probably those. The guy was taking a picture of him being a dick, and he probably faked being nice, like, "Hey, how are you? How are?" And just to get close to him, and then he took his fucking.
Or
phone.
he was probably just trying to get a lawsuit. I mean, that guy got Tyson to sucker punch him in Atlantic City, and he sued him.
Yeah.
So he'll probably get some.
But
money
I don't understand how it's burglary.
Oh, because it was over $1,000 phone.
Phone shouldn't cost over $1,000. By the way, the new Razor. They released pictures of the new Razor. It's scary slow.
You talking about the scooter?
The Motorola Razor phone.
You definitely ride scooters.
Probably the only phone that I still actually own, and I bet you if I turn it on, I bet you it still works. That thing was fucking rock. It was perfect.
Nextels, walkie-talkie phones.
No, you know how many Nextels I used to break? I used to get them on eBay and just replace them all the time. No, my Motorola Razor never broke. They were awesome. It's going to be a folding screen Motorola Razor, but it's going to cost
Lost Soul skateboards.
It's going to cost $1,500.
I wouldn't pay that for a phone.
No.
Well, they're going to make you like lease it.
Well, yeah,
like
that's all I do. That's all I do
iPhones.
now. I just lease them, but I'm not getting that anyway. It's extremely underpowered, and the battery's shit. I don't know why they didn't step it up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What else did we do? It was Flogging Molly was fun, but I don't like their new album. They played a lot of new music. I like their old hits, and I was like, hell yeah! I'm like, was having drinks and stuff, and then they played some of their new stuff, and it wasn't the same punch. Like yeah. I probably won't ever go see them again. I would go see Dropkick maybe one more time, but I've seen all those bands so many times growing up that's just like whatever.
Dropkick's coming.
It was
here again. I saw Dropkick Murphys twice, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know any Flogging Molly stuff. I just never went that far.
Yeah. I don't know. Then there was the fights, and then my birthday, I think, was on a Monday?
Yeah.
And I went to dinner with my parents. I ate a lot. I went to dinner with my parents.
We went to Longhorn.
At Longhorn.
That was awesome.
And then Friday, went to Miguel's.
This was very good.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That place is amazing. So that guy is a Spanish...
They have a live piano player.
That is a Spanish dude playing or cooking Italian food?
I don't know. I want to have him on the podcast.
Yeah, he's a Spanish dude. But his food's fucking ridiculous.
I think he used to work at Stefano's. Like he was the head chef there and then bought it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that bar is... I didn't go to that bar, and Draws told me about that bar. And it's got a really cool vibe. And on Friday nights, he has like a live piano player. And he plays like a lot of Steely Dan.
Oh.
It's a cool atmosphere.
I liked it.
We should have stayed there and just got drunk with him instead of bar hopping. I mean, the end of the night was the best part. But like, I definitely would have just rather stayed there, hit on that bartender with the bazumbas, and instead of going to... I like going to Widow's, but we went to Widow's and we only stayed for one drink, and then we went to the Townhouse.
I didn't do either of those two. I went home.
Yeah. You probably felt better than I did the next day.
Yeah.
Carlos slept over. I didn't even know it.
He probably stole a bunch of stuff. He probably sold it on eBay.
We went to Widow's, and some people were supposed to meet us there, but then I feel like it was a pain in the ass for them to have to drive to Widow's. So then everybody just met at the Townhouse, which I love the Townhouse because it's dark in the Townhouse. Even though I don't smoke, I still like that you can smoke in the Townhouse.
I love the Townhouse because I grew up in the Townhouse.
Yeah.
And I love Twazi.
No, Twazi's awesome.
I know.
He said he'd come on the podcast.
He should. I love I said, since I was a little kid,
I would like to know the history of the town.
I've been around that bar my whole life because my dad always went there, and I know everybody that was there. But I just feel comfortable there, and I can go in any time of the day and bullshit with Twazi and have a blast. I love it there. I just don't go to bars anymore.
I like going there because you're always going to run into the Darrell or Donnie.
Oh, the Snyders are always there.
But that's my favorite part because I'm always like, well, at least I know Darrell will be there.
Was the Snyder rule in effect? If there's 3 of them, one of them has to go.
No. I haven't seen Slink there in a while.
They used to really hammer down on that. If one walked in, they'd go, nope, got to go. Because magically there's always a fight.
Yeah.
Like the one time I showed up and said, hey, Donnie, how are you? And then I saw Darrell run out the side door and hop in the back of somebody's pickup and take off.
He listens to the show.
I know.
He drove by the other day and yelled something when I was coming in the studio.
He's probably like, Jesse's awesome. That's probably what he said.
No, he was like, yo, that was so funny when you made fun of him for trailering his bike to Sturgis and you called him a city slicker.
Oh. So let's make fun of Darrell Snyder then.
No, it wasn't Darrell. It was Donnie.
Oh, I don't care.
No, I don't think Darrell picks on anyone.
No, Darrell's good.
Donnie's the troublemaker.
Donnie.
A couple of gals got into it that night.
Donnie's a good guy. Yeah, apparently Donnie has a way with women.
I don't know. Allegedly, I don't know. I don't know if he was
no
involved.
allegedly. He is a goddamn womanizer. He gets bitches. He's always had problems. There's always something going on.
Yeah, well, these 2 girls were in there, and
he's not. Honestly,
it was the end of the night. I felt bad for the bartender.
I've known Donnie my whole life. He actually is a really nice guy. It's just, I don't know. He's just picking the wrong people.
Donnie's a piece of garbage. He's
really
not.
He really is a really nice guy.
He listens. That's the only reason I say
I know,
that.
but I'm saying he really is a nice guy, and I've known him my whole life.
So the 2 ladies got into it. I don't think they knew how to fight.
Probably
so
not.
they were just kind of like rolling around, and then
did you
there was
scream,
hair in the air.
Did you say like rip off their clothes?
No, I was trying to get it on Insta story, but by that time,
let's just say
my reaction time was so terrible. It was like, get it on Insta story, and then it was over. Not over, but outside.
When I was, I'm gonna say, when were the Messick sisters? Was that sophomore year? Were they still are they seniors?
I don't know.
2 years older? I don't know. One of the Messick sisters, because they were twins, was fighting with some other girl.
It was Jess Roth.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I remember, and people were yelling like, "Oh no!" Like somebody ripped something off, and then all of a sudden I felt somebody behind me, like really close to me, and I turned around and let's just say it was a teacher, and I said, "Hey," and he goes, "Shh," and he just let it go for a little.
Oh my God!
He let it go for a
It
little.
was probably that awful gym teacher, Mr. Birrell.
No, he was a wonderful man too. Just because he picked on you.
No, he was not.
He was
terrible.
Boy, I think
later in life, I was working at Ron's Ornamental with my brother. We both had to get a job for the summer, and we both quit that day at lunch. We looked at each other and we're like, we should leave.
Where's that?
It used to be over by what's the hell is that place off of 33? Regardless, it was like a cement place where you make like ornamental things for outside.
Yeah.
It was terrible, terrible
bird baths.
Terrible job. So he got like the easy job where they were like, hey, we're going to let you like go around and pick up plastic with the other normal person that works here. And then they were like, and you get to go over here and do slave labor. And like my hands were bleeding. So it was lunchtime and somebody brought up Mr. Birrell and I was like, yo, fuck that guy. Because I always talk shit on him from that moment in life.
I know.
And some guy was, and then I finished this going on this huge rant. And this lady's just like, yeah, it's my brother. So then we just got in the car, and we were eating lunch in the car, and my brother's like, "Hell, fuck this job," and I was like, "Let's leave," and we did.
Yeah, he
called us like 3 times, like we were like, "Oh shit, something happened. We're coming back. Get the fuck out of here."
You should just kept saying, "Oh, we forgot we had to come back. We're on our way."
What's the worst job you ever had?
The Nazareth Diner.
How dare you?
That place is a fucking cesspool. Still a fucking cesspool. When I was 15. You could get your paper signed, you could do some work or whatever. So I was trying to save money to get a car.
No, I didn't work at 15.
I did. Yeah, apparently I was forced to. But anyway, so I was I was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing.
Whiskey's making my face warm.
Yeah, it's red.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'll be a busboy. And it consisted of me being yelled at by every waitress because
I pictured you doing like a song and dance after you said you were a busboy.
No.
You're like, I'm a busboy,
No.
the busboy. And like it was like a Mary Poppins thing, and you went from table to table in a sailor outfit.
It was
I'm the busboy. Put your dirty dishes for me. I'm the busboy.
You're making it glamorous. I picked up dirty dishes and people fucking spit food out.
You know, that's the, you know, it's the song, and then it's like bus boy, and then you have to do your dirty jobs, and you're like, I don't like this anymore.
Why am I British?
Act two, you're crying.
And how dare you make me British in any way? But no, it was full of like waitresses that smelled like fucking cigarettes.
Kid Rock fans is what you're saying.
Yelling at me. No, yelling at me because they wanted all their tables cleaned up immediately because obviously if the table's there...
Is that when they still had the jukebox
Yes.
on the side?
And then I would go in the back.
A lot of Bon Jovi played out of that.
And the owner's father was back there and he didn't speak English.
Come on, I would have smooch.
No, he would
I would have smooch, bus boy.
What were they,
yeah.
Greek? They're Greek, right? So he'd speak Greek and yell at me.
Sing that song again.
No. He would just yell and I didn't know what he was saying. And I would just laugh at him. So then he would get mad, and I would just laugh at him. And no one back there was was American.
Yeah, that's how it was when I worked
citizen.
over at Kramer's Textiles.
I don't understand anything.
One other guy spoke English.
And it was just fucking filthy. That's why I said I don't eat there. People, let's go to that. Nope, I don't go to Nazar Diner. It's fucking disgusting. It's gross.
I'll get, if you eat there drunk, the food's really good.
Oh, yeah, I lied. I did go back there again. I was dating a complete moron. And I drove my Porsche there when I had a Porsche.
Oh, shit.
And
Look at you dropping cars.
Someone threw a big rock in my back window. You know, because it's like a huge hatchback. Yeah, that was a $500 fucking night.
Who threw the rock? The girl you were dating?
No, it was some kid.
Because of the girl you were dating?
No, it was just some kid. I think it was just kids being assholes. But because the whole back is a huge, it's glass and then it bends. It not only bends this way, it bends that way.
Yeah, I've owned a Porsche.
It was like $500 used. Yeah, because I have lots of money. I shouldn't have owned a Porsche to begin with. What was that?
I don't know.
Oh.
Your phone?
No.
Why did you dislike the girl that went because she chose to go to the Nazar Diner?
No, I just don't like her to this day, pretty much.
I think I buried the hatchet with all my exes.
I do. There's only one I don't really like, and that's what then there plays in her head all day long. Because she's a fucking weirdo. I don't know. I'm playing with sounds. Sorry.
My parents, they went to Florida for 2 weeks.
Where'd they go?
They're visiting my aunt and uncle.
The happiest place on earth.
And then they're going to Disney for 2 days.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. Like, they were just telling me the prices. And
It's $100 a person per day.
Yeah.
Actually, per park.
But the hotel and everything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
My in-laws are talking about trying to go there again. I didn't get to do anything last time. Anything that I wanted to do at all.
You wanted to, like, go somewhere and sing that song. And you wanted to go to, like, It's a Small World, but then you wanted to
I
be
told
like
you I
a
was in there and I couldn't
character.
breathe, and then I had no, that wasn't good.
You had an asthma attack and had to leave?
Dude,
They
no.
shut the ride down?
No,
You
I
were
went
that
home.
guy?
I took my wife had her inhaler, her rescue inhaler.
Yeah.
And then the long-term ones. So I just took everything and then took a bunch of stuff and like anti-inflammatories and shit. Yeah, I couldn't catch my breath. That place is so fucking gross when you go through there. There's so much dust and shit for years and years. It's dumb. But no, all I wanted to do was, it's better now.
Things like it seems like that's an isolated case. I mean, I went through that ride and had no breathing problems.
Oh, I had to breathe. I won't go in there again. No, I wanted to do
That's
like Star
why
Wars.
you hate Disney.
No.
That's why you hate Florida.
I hate
'Cause
Disney.
You had like a respiratory infection
No, I don't like Florida.
from allergies.
I don't like Florida because that's where all the World Star Hip Hop videos are shot. And the last time I went there looking for someone who didn't want to go to court, I met a very important person that was a blood member, and I decided I don't like Florida anymore.
What do you mean you met a very important person?
He was when you have the tattoo on your whole back, and then where the eyes are, there's like piercings, and they're diamonds, and then they talk to you, and they have a bunch. He was.
So you're saying he was high up in the crypts?
Yeah. No, Bloods.
Bloods?
Yeah. He was actually very nice, but pretty much.
What did you have to talk to him for? Was he an informant, or were you asking him information on the guy who fled?
So I bailed this guy out. I didn't want to do it, but I bailed it out. His family was nice. He missed court. never called in to check in, never did anything. I didn't know where he
You
was.
probably had a respiratory infection from an amusement park
Probably.
ride.
No, I went to Newark and paid somebody because he lived in the fucking ghetto in Newark. Well, that's wonderful.
What do you mean you paid somebody?
Somebody was there. I paid some people
Like
to,
an informant?
Yeah, to get information.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
it sounded like you were soliciting sex.
no, I didn't say anything about sex.
You said you paid someone.
I paid somebody. If you pay somebody to fix your lights, you're not paying to have sex with them.
Yeah, but I would say, hey, the guy came and the electrician fixed
So
the lights.
it turns out it was.
I didn't have sex with Dusty.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Maybe you should have. We'd have more outlets in this fucking place.
We have plenty of outlets.
No, she gave me information, and she said that he was living down with some girl.
What do you got to pay somebody
in Florida.
to get that kind of talk? You start out low?
Oh, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
a Lincoln.
Listen,
Take a Lincoln.
No, listen. When you're in Newark, which is a shithole, and you're in the ghetto, which is a shithole, and somebody says, "I'm not telling you shit," and you go, "I'll give you $50. You tell me last," and they go, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
$50. $50 got me an address in Florida." So then we drove to Florida, and we went to this
Do you
house.
leave right away, or do you guys have like pack?
No, we left. We just left.
Yeah.
You don't that much. So we drove to Florida, and went into. And Orlando's a shithole.
What did you guys take? Like an SUV, like Dog the Bounty Hunter does?
We rented a big SUV.
The same one that he uses? Is that what they sold you on?
No, I don't like his tint job either. He leaves all tinted except for the window section. He's pretty stupid. But either way, we went all the way down there, and no, we went on to this place. And Orlando's a shithole, except for Disney. It's not safe. Like,
what
it's really
place
bad.
isn't a shithole to you?
There's a lot of places in Florida that were nice, but not Orlando.
Name one place that you don't think is a shithole.
Nashville.
Okay,
There
go
you
on.
go. Okay.
Go on. All right, so you guys.
So we went
guys. Right now, I'm hearing
So we met
ball
up.
with the ball, the bang,
No,
the bang,
that's
Kid
Detroit.
Rock, and you guys are on the highway,
No.
and we're like, I'm gonna get these motherfuckers, tear this motherfucker down.
So
What was the guy's name? Can we?
No.
Let's just say Roy. Well, we're getting fucking Roy,
No,
taking them down, motherfucker.
it had part of it had Quan in it, so you can put whatever you want.
Roy Kwan,
Ty Quan, Roy Quan,
Roy
Ray Quan,
Kwan.
Hi Quan, whatever. So anyway,
the chef, baby.
no. So we'd start talking to some lady, and she was.
What do you eat in Florida? Like, what are they known for having? Like alligator bites.
No,
Do you know what they have? Is it like marlin?
I don't eat seafood. I don't really know.
No, but I'm just realizing is I don't know what you would get to eat if you went to
I
Florida.
don't know. When we ate, we just ate barbecue.
Cubanos.
We just ate barbecue.
All right, so you guys are
But
on
anyway,
the road.
so
Kid
we met-
Rock's through the fucking roof.
Oh, just killing it.
You're telling the
And,
story about how you used to be the diner bus boy.
No. So
Anyone
we met,
taking naps, or is the adrenaline so goddamn high you guys are just clawing the fucking
yeah,
seats?
we just drive straight through.
Straight fucking
So-
through. What are you guys on? 12-hour energy, shit like that? Or this is back then, so
Monster Energy.
You're probably taking no-dos, those
Monster
yellow
Energy.
pills at the gas station.
No, it wasn't that long.
You ever snort those?
No.
I think I did.
Yeah, probably.
It didn't.
No.
I don't think it did anything.
No, we,
I did get a bloody nose.
Yeah.
I didn't crush it up enough.
We were in a not safe area.
I don't think I ever snorted. No,
You probably did. But she was not very helpful. And all
Oh,
of a
so
sudden-
she sold you down the river for 50 clams.
No, she wasn't very helpful until this guy slams the door open.
Well, wait. Let's back this little SUV up. So you guys get to sunny Florida, palm trees, I imagine.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Coconuts?
Sunny, 95
Miami
degrees,
Vice is what I'm seeing now.
95.
You guys have linen suits on.
90, no.
Linen suits. The only part that's soiled is the crotch from the sweat in the car. It happens to everyone. Don't be embarrassed.
Nope. This is where we're. So
Linen. So
No.
you guys roll up in linen, and what
No
do you guys
linen.
do? You kicking fucking doors down immediately, or do you gotta get to your contact? You talk to the police. What do you do when you cross the state line? Do you have to tell anyone you're there looking for a fugitive?
we call local PD and let them know we're going to be.
So you
around
don't
the
gotta
area.
knock on doors.
No, we tell them we're going to be in the area, and so in case a neighbor sees us and calls the cops, they
Yeah.
don't think we're fucking trying to break in.
Yep.
So
They
she
don't think you're
answered.
fucking juggalos, fucking
Yeah.
on bath salts.
That's right. Or
juggalos
Flocka.
and linen.
Or Flocka.
You guys paint your faces for this shit? Is it wartime? What are we talking about?
No, it's just a normal day.
I
wish
so
it
you
was
guys
more
roll
exciting.
in there, no sleep. You're on fucking no-dos.
No.
Kid
those.
Rock's in the fucking air.
Yeah.
Palm trees are flying by. A couple of coconuts.
95.
Somebody's like, hey, there's a fucking alligator. Alligators are not in Pennsylvania. And everyone's like, whoa. Back to business at hand.
Yeah, we can't be
Back to business at hand.
So-
no alligators.
So this gentleman,
Tell me this guy was at an alligator farm.
no, he
Bayou?
no, it's a bad area.
Bad area like the projects?
Yeah.
How do you know the area? Because she gave you the address.
Yep. So you can Google it and do all that shit and trying to get an idea of what the houses look like.
Yeah.
But until you do, we do a little bit of surveillance and see like what kind of people are walking around. See if there's like
Now, do they think that you guys dressed in full camouflage with war paint on is suspicious?
we don't ever do that. There is somebody that does that and he's an asshole, but we don't do that.
Who's that?
It's certain someone you've met before. We don't want to talk about him.
Tell me after the show.
No, so what we'll do is we'll do surveillance for a little bit just to see like, hey, we're going to a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that one of these houses could be, say, a drug house, and there could be people pulling in and out. And you don't want to like park your car and sit in the car, and they think you're a cop. So we are a little bit away, and we're watching the house for a while. And if we're like, we're just going to go, we don't see anything.
Yeah.
So she was being very unhelpful and very bitchy. So then this guy kicks the door open and gets right in her face and is like, what the fuck's going on?
Whoa.
So then
Wait, that girl went with you?
No, some other girl was dancing at the door. So then she said, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who
Was
this
she
person
good looking?
is. No. So,
So fast.
so then the guy was being a dick. So then we were just like, I didn't know he was anything. So I don't like people yelling. So I yelled back. And then he calmed down. After we told him what it was, he started laughing. And I was like, what's the joke? And
Joke is Roy Kwan,
no,
baby.
and he turns around and I was like, oh, those tattoos are wonderful. Like there's a you look for certain tattoos, you can tell where they're from, and I'm like, oh, he's a gang member.
What
so
do
he
you
starts
think
laughing.
people would think about my tattoos if I was in that gang?
You don't have a gang tattoo on you.
What if maybe I should get gang tattoos?
I don't think so. I think it's safe if you're
I
not
thought
a gang.
about getting like those like Russian stars or whatever and getting
Yeah,
like
because that'll
Russian
work
mafia
out. That'll work out.
tattoos.
Because they don't kill people for no reason.
Yeah. All right. So is this guy naked? Did you interrupt his bath? What are you doing? Why is his shirt off? Why is he showing you skin?
So we're in
Did you give him $50
we're
like
in
the other lady?
No, we're in a shitty neighborhood, so of course they have on
It's Florida.
pajama pants and no
It's
shirt.
Florida. First of all, there's nothing wrong with pajama pants. I've been wearing pajama pants since last year around this time.
Yeah, when they wear them during the day, it's a certain type of person that you don't want to talk
I started shopping for linens, by the way.
I know.
We have to rewind after
At the
this.
dinner,
Go
you
back
talked about
to
it. Yeah. Okay.
Margarita Mike for the summer.
We will.
I found linens.
We will.
I would wear linens in Florida.
Yeah, I don't. So, after I mentioned he was an asshole, and after I mentioned who the guy was, he broke
Roy
out.
Kwan.
He broke out into laughter, and said, "Oh, I can help you with that guy."
Yeah.
And I
He ain't
said,
a part of the
I go,
core
"Oh,
group.
No, he's like, that kid's a piece of shit.
Yep.
And he goes, he walks around, and apparently his big thing was he had like expensive belts,
Yeah.
like belt buckles that
Yeah.
had like real gems and shit, and everybody just made fun of him for him.
Whoa.
So he's like, he kept saying, and
So now back this way, that means you've been to a couple rodeos.
he's a weirdo, yeah. But so he told me that the last time he saw him, he was living in New York, and he was on the Maury Povich show. And I said, wow, that's great. And he goes, no, I'm serious. He was on the Maury Povich show. So I said, okay. So we left.
What was he
went-
on Maury for?
His mother was on for some kind of book she wrote.
Do you think you could find the video?
I found it online.
You did?
Yeah, well, listen, he told me. We went back to the hotel. I found the video.
Like we can find it on YouTube and I can put it on right now in the middle of the
but
video
we're
podcast?
not. I don't want his name put up. But yes.
What if I cut his name out?
Yeah, you can put him on there.
That'll
So
probably be too much work.
so I called the Maury Povich show, and they put me on with their legal team.
Yeah.
And
Did Maury answer?
No, some lady. They're very professional. The Maury Povich
Well,
show.
it's the fucking Maury Povich show, man.
So they were
what do
very
you think
helpful.
this is Sally Jesse Raphael?
Listen, they sent me to the legal department, and they don't know who I am, and I'm someone calling saying I want to know where they picked somebody up and where they took him back because he has a warrant for his arrest, and I need to bring him back to jail. So legal said, well, give us a copy of the warrant, give us a copy of the guy's name, and any kind of paperwork proving that he basically belongs to you through a bail bonds. And I said, sure. I sent them everything, and
you're not prepared.
and they
so
surprisingly
now at this point, what are you doing? Faxing this stuff from a Holiday Inn?
scanning and emailing.
Yeah,
Yep.
because this ain't 2019, bro.
No, I'm not
You
staying
ain't
at
taking pics.
I'm not staying at Budget 8. I'm in a real hotel.
Oh wow.
So
Roy Kwan's paying for the hotel.
those motherfuckers got right back
Who
to
pays
me.
for all that shit? Like your gas and all that stuff?
Yeah,
Is that
I
on
do.
you guys, or does that get written off, or does that go to like Roy Kwan, then now it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you owe us this much money because you ran, but you also owe us for
Yes.
Denny's, the Hotel 8.
So you pay for it, and then you try to sue them for money, but they never pay.
Yeah, because they never had money to begin with.
No. So
What if you only did bail bonds for people who had money?
you'd be broke. Well, I'm not saying everybody has to have
Well,
money.
actually, if you had money, you wouldn't need a bail bondsman.
No, you
Or
still
do
do.
you?
But it's not even like that. You can have you don't have to be rich to bail out.
No, I'm not
But
saying
it's a
that,
matter
but-
of it's a matter of if you're just trying to do like higher echelon people that are
Yes.
loaded.
Yeah.
You won't have any money.
What if you moved somewhere, like Vegas or somewhere?
I did a bail in Jersey for one of the.
But I guess that's not what you would want to be working. You would just be want to work all the shitheads, so you would just pull more.
Well, most and they don't care anyway. I had one in Jersey. The guy I bailed him out. Somebody paid the money, and he said, "I travel internationally." I said, "Well, you don't now." And he said, "Oh no, I do." And he paid for the whole bail himself.
Yeah.
And got me off the bail, so he was responsible for himself, so he could travel wherever he wanted. So
What
once
does
I
that
got
mean?
off,
Got you off the bail,
he paid the full bail amount. So his bail was like $50,000.
and then you just paid $50,000.
I charged
and
him.
he doesn't have to deal with you.
I charged him $5,000 to do it because he was in
Yeah.
Jersey, and he was out for half a day. And when he
so
got
does
out,
he get his $50,000 back?
if he shows up to all of his hearings, yeah,
Oh, all right. So you get your money back. So the only thing he's out
It's
is your
$5,000.
percentage.
Yeah.
Not a bad deal.
So he was done. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was one he told me to come to his house.
What sets the bail amount?
Um,
The crime?
the judge sets it, so it's how many times you've been arrested, your
Yeah.
criminal history, and severity that you're not going to show, or like the severity of the crime, and also if you're going to show back up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're wanted and if you've been done this a bunch of times, and you know you're going to do a bunch of times, you're going to do a bunch of time, you have more likely to not show up. That's how it works. So the guys that have like $1,000 bails for DUIs are always the ones that never show up because they don't take it seriously. They don't give a fuck.
So
That's
what do
why I
they
don't
do
do
then?
'em.
Lose their...
I don't do them.
Yeah.
I don't do them. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. So,
So-
Roy Kwan, Maury Povich.
legal team got
Kid
right.
Rock,
legal team
Holiday
got,
Inn.
Yeah, they got right back to me.
Did they have continental breakfast at the hotel?
No, they had regular breakfast.
What do you mean?
Continental breakfast, just bagels and shit. This
Yeah.
place
So
was,
this was like
like
yeah,
a
but
real hotel.
was it like scrambled eggs and a fucking
Yeah,
chafing
like,
dish?
Like
or
you make
did
your own
get
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like with that shit, and I do it almost every time, is like when they force you to like, because now it's gotten to the point where they're like, oh, here's some waffle batter, make your own waffle.
We do that because where do we stay? It's a Hilton hotel, Hamilton Inn. We stayed
That's
there. They have the-
Doubletrees, bro. You
they
get free
have-
cookies.
They have the best. No, Hamilton has the best breakfast.
You know
Like,
what? I
there's
never
tons of
even
shit.
thought about that. I should do a show strictly revolving around hotel breakfast.
All the
food.
Hilton's hotels are the best, but Hamilton's
You just
probably
like
the
that
best.
slutty little daughter of those, don't you?
Yeah, she is very attractive, but no, it has nothing to do with it.
Oh.
So anyway, they called me
Definitely
back and they told me that the address they picked him up at, and
Yep.
they took him back to the same place, and they picked him up in New York and took him back to New York. So he hasn't been in Florida for a long time.
So you got lied
So we
on.
left. Oh, he was there at one point, but we went back
What? How much of a time span is this?
within a week or so, all within a week. So I don't make any money the whole time I'm doing this. I'm losing money.
Yeah, you also went
But
to Florida.
so when we came back, we
and I'm sure you were having fun. Like you're probably having
Well-
Slurpees and pillow fights in the fucking hotel
no,
room.
when we came back,
How many guys are in a hotel room?
It was me and the other guy that came with me.
Just two?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like fun. Maybe there was
No.
3 or 4.
No, so we went back.
Oh, let's wrestle.
No, it's not that the pillow.
Oh, let's wrestle. Let's wrestle each other.
No, but the last time the same guy went with me to.
Guess you never went to States.
Yeah, I did. The same guy went with me to New Orleans, and I came back with all different.
How'd you guys go to New Orleans?
Glasses, same
the
thing,
SUV?
looking for somebody.
Kid Rock?
Yeah.
Bayous.
I
Was there
came back-
bayous? Where were they? Like hidden...
in parishes?
like the guy was like doing
parish?
heroin behind a dumpster next to a jazz player.
It was a girl.
Was she attractive?
Uh,
Would I have dated her?
Yes, absolutely. Minus the heroin, but yes.
No, I've dated heroin addicts.
Okay, well, she's since passed. Her mom was in the paper talking about how bad it was that
R.I.P..
she passed away. No, she was a bitch. So
Whoa.
we ended up getting her anyway. But no, so we went back to Pennsylvania for this guy, and he
What
ended
did
up-
you eat in New Orleans?
Oh, po' boys, a lot of them.
Yeah, so you guys had fun.
Oh, and I had
You make
mugs,
it seem like it's so terrible.
mugs.
You're like
I
out
had-
getting
I had-
fucked up.
Oh, we were fucked up all day. We had to wait all day long. And you can drink on the street. So
Yeah. You can do that in Nazareth.
But no, you can't.
No, I talked to the mayor.
You did. I know you really did.
No, I don't even know who our mayor is. Lance something?
Yeah. I know what he looks like. That's all I
Yeah.
know. But anyway, when we got back
Back from where? New Orleans?
from Florida, we made some calls again.
Is
And-
Florida gator country?
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of gators.
Yeah.
So was
You're lucky
so,
you didn't
so
get
was New
fed to
Orleans.
one.
So was New Orleans.
Fucking around with those gangbangers, bro.
But he called us.
The gangbanger?
The guy we were looking for, he called me.
Oh.
And he goes, "Hey, I hear that you were looking for me." So I talked to him for a while and convinced him that he just needs to come with me and dissolve his bench warrant. He'll be put right back out, and he can do whatever he wants because, he's having a good time. And he said, "Yo, bro, I've been recording an album." I said, "Oh." He goes, "I've been
Tell
recording."
me it's fucking ludicrous.
No. The guy has never made anything
Cannabis.
himself. Never made anything himself.
Can I bus?
So
Yes, you can.
He's been recording.
LL Cool J, bro? One of the biggest beefs ever.
No.
Cannabis, LL Cool J? Did you have the tape? A single came out.
I don't.
Cannabis, then
No,
a single
it's
came
not.
out from LL. And then Cannabis had Mike Tyson on, I believe.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Come on, dude. Come on.
I'm from Nazareth.
So am I. Josh turned me on to all that stuff. He's like, we got to go to the wall. And I'm like, what? He's like, there's a beef tape out.
He used to play that and be like, "You'll listen to this beef," and I go, "Who cares?"
I always enjoyed a good beef.
I don't care.
Go on. You're back from Florida.
I convinced-
Raekwon calls you.
I convinced him to come with me so he can turn himself in, and he'd be left right back out. I might have told a lie. He went in front of the judge. The judge broke out in laughter after I told her all the money that I spent and how I drove all the way down to Florida.
Why
and
was
met
she
with
laughing?
Gangbanger.
Because she thinks it was a waste of time?
No, because she knows that guy's
How
an
much
idiot.
money would you have lost if he would have just bounced on you?
$25,000.
Yeah.
So
So you kind of have to go look for him.
So when she said, "Okay," so all that, she goes, "What have you been doing?" He said,
What's the most you ever lost on somebody? Or do you always get your man?
I've only ever not got one person.
How much did you lose?
It was $1,500.
Yeah.
So the only reason I didn't get him was because
Was that when you were on your own business or worked for somebody?
yeah, when I worked for my own business.
Yeah.
No, the only reason I didn't get him was because he was in Florida.
And Gators got him.
I have
Oh,
his
Gator roll.
I have his address.
Oh.
It's confirmed. I paid somebody to go to his house and tell him that I know he's there. But by the time I would pick him up and travel and do all that stuff,
You'd spend
I would
more than $1,000.
yeah. So it's not worth it.
So
So
he's not allowed back in the state of Pennsylvania? Is that how that works?
So if he does and he gets pulled over, they'll lock him up.
Yeah.
But I called local PD down
How long
there.
has this been going on?
That was years.
But it's still like that's
He still never came back.
still always going to be on his record?
They won't extradite him because it's a stupid charge.
Yeah.
But local PD down there
What
doesn't
was his charge?
like
Having
him.
a good time.
No, it was possession of a small amount of marijuana and drug
Do
paraphernalia.
you think he's
and,
waiting
like,
until it's
persisting arrest.
legal and then he'll come back and just show up at your house?
It doesn't
and be
matter. It doesn't. It's not
"Boot,
retroactive.
boot, what's up, man? I
not
smoke
retroactive.
my weed where
He's
I
not
want
Jamaican.
to."
Or whatever that was in the end, Irish sounding. No, so he no, I called local PD and let him know and said they'll never extradite him.
Yeah.
So they just said, okay. So that means that they can pretty
What
much
if you would
every
include
day
a
arrest him.
family vacation and get him at the same time?
I thought about that, but then I have to drive back early with him, and I didn't want to do.
Oh, that's right. You would have to bring him back.
Because you can't put him on planes
Yeah.
because at any time they can separate you,
Yeah.
and then they can just let him go, and there's nothing you can do. So you have
I feel
to
like
drive
that's
with
like
him.
a premise to a bad movie where like somebody had to drive all the way back with like the guy on house arrest or whatever.
I had one.
I'm sure like Jason Bateman's in it.
I had one in Essex County Jail or Essex County Courthouse that we set up with the county, the courthouse.
That's the first time I ever knocked somebody out was in Essex. It was in a bar called Rumple Rumples.
I think you're making that up because there's no rumple.
No, there is.
Where is Essex?
County, you know.
Rumple? What the fuck is that?
It's a biker bar.
No, I set up with the
A lot
courthouse.
of back tattoos with diamonds in there.
I set up with them that they were going to. I was going to sneak in, and they said they wanted to have their hearing first because he had a hearing there and I had a warrant for
I
him
thought
in
you,
Lehigh.
you were going to say that they were like, no,
No.
you're always so loud you can't sneak.
No. So they, the guy at the metal detector took our handcuffs and
Like
everything away.
DJ or like at an airport?
No, the security guard at the thing.
So this has nothing
the
to do
metal
with
detector?
the hobby metal detecting.
Yes, not that. He's not looking for metal around. No. No, they took our shit because they said we weren't allowed to have handcuffs in the courthouse.
From the bathroom or what you
From the
had
shit, yeah,
on?
literally from the toilets. They're the old ones, the green ones. They're not white. They're green color. So then I said it was fine as long as they escort them back.
Yeah.
So I went up and, with their infinite wisdom, I told them to keep me towards the back so he wouldn't see me. They sat me right next to him.
Yeah.
So he started getting a little squirrely. And he kept saying, "Why are you here?" And I said, "Well, you have to go to court. I'll talk to you after." And then he tried to leave.
Yeah.
So the other guy was with me, stood in the doorway.
Do you have a catchphrase for when you catch these bad guys on the run? That
No,
you're
there's no
like-
fancy catchphrase.
That you're like, you have handcuffs in your hand.
I'm
and you're
usually
like,
winded.
You're like,
I'm usually winded.
and then he looks at you and you're like, what's your catchphrase?
There's no catchphrase. I'm winded usually.
you're just
You have
saying,
to
I'm
run
out of
after him.
breath.
You have to run after him sometimes.
What if you did something like you were like, and then you're like, I'm the bus boy, the bus boy.
No, usually they're saying, if I bail them out, they're nice. Or in this case, this guy wasn't.
No.
But they escorted us downstairs and they said, "We're going to run his record to see if he has a warrant."
I still like hear Kid Rock play.
Yeah.
Like this time it's only
No, this
God
is Essex,
knows
so
why.
this is yeah.
Only God
So-
knows why. And you guys just walking slow down the steps to the basement.
No, they
Just smells of smut down there.
they wouldn't accept the legal document from our courthouse because it was Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So they walked with us, not with him in handcuffs.
Yep.
And when he got downstairs, the guy moved out of the way, and the guy took off down the hallway.
He just ran.
And I said,
How far did he
"Somebody
get? Did
stop!"
somebody throw a book?
No, I said
Like hit
somebody.
him with an encyclopedia?
He was running towards the other metal detector, and I
Yeah.
said, "He has a warrant. Stop him!" And they all just stepped aside, and he ran outside.
What did he do once he was outside?
Just kept running.
Yeah, this is like when it goes back to like ball with the ball, and then like a helicopter lands. This guy
See,
gets
you don't
in
even
it,
know
and
his.
he's
You
like,
don't even know, you don't even know his
"Ha,
early
ha, ha."
stuff. The back in the day, like, gotta get this money. You know that song? Should I play it for you?
It's not in my soundtrack right now.
Gotta get this money.
So what did the guy do once he was outside and got in the helicopter?
Oh, he's gone. So then we had to.
Is that the first time you've ever had a guy on the
the-
run leave by via helicopter?
No, I had him leave out of a courthouse because they just let him go. So we threatened them with lawsuits, and then they gave us an apology. And I said, "Wow, that's awesome. You still owe us $10,000 because he's gone." And we had an attorney draw up a letter and schedule.
Why didn't you just have him write it out?
He drew up a letter and set a court date, and it turns out
Do you have to pay the artist more for drawing the letter? as opposed to-
writing it out. Yeah. It turns out he ended up getting rearrested.
Yeah, of
So
course.
when he did, this time they decided to keep
Like,
him.
do you think there's anyone who actually gets away and then like cleans their shit up and
No.
they're like, "Ooh, that was
No,
close."
he didn't get rearrested because they were looking for him. He got rearrested because he committed more crime. So we didn't have to sue the county because he just stayed where he was.
Did you ever get your appliances serviced from who
Sears?
you bought them from? Like, did you ever get like a washer and a dryer from Sears
Yes.
and have them service it?
Yes.
When I don't even know if I was born yet, my parents got a washer and a dryer from Sears, and they sent the Sears guy out to service it. Now I don't know if back then they had contractors or if like Sears
There's
had.
just some guy like a stock boy in the back.
Yeah. So
Stop putting that box together. Go fix a fucking washer.
yeah. So the guy comes out, and I don't even know why my parents ever told me this story. So he comes and services it, and a couple weeks later they see a towel like bunched up in the corner of the room. And they're like, "What is this?" And they went over, and the guy, I guess, had to shit and then didn't go upstairs to ask to use the bathroom because I guess he was embarrassed of like the smell or whatnot. So he shit into a bath towel and hid it in the corner of the basement.
All right.
Because when we were
All right,
younger,
all right,
my
well,
parents
okay.
used to have the washer and dryer in the basement. And
Okay,
then when we
okay,
got
but-
older,
But
they moved it upstairs. We have 2 bathrooms in the house.
at what point would you think you were going to get away with it?
Well, I mean, he did. I don't know if my parents called Sears and were like, "Yo."
Oh, I bet you they did.
I'll follow up with that.
When
Because I'll ask my mom that, and she'll go, "Why are you even talking
I don't know.
about?"
When I used to do flooring,
You ever shit in a basement?
No, and
Throw it in a towel?
the bigger houses,
Old shit towel
there was
in
a
the
bunch
corner?
of when they would have the stonework. It's
Yeah.
always Spanish dudes doing all the stone work on the outside. I don't know why. It's always Spanish dudes.
Craftsman of the art, I bet.
I just took it over. That's their.
Bet you
prison.
that goes all the way back to Spain.
so
and,
they,
the arts
They used to
in
shit.
Spain and the,
No,
the
I doubt it.
crafting and the culture.
They used to shit in spackle buckets,
Yeah.
and not label them. And then they would wait for you to go over and open them up.
Ooh,
They thought it was funny.
that is kind of funny.
Yeah. None of them are in this country anymore.
Did you? How dare you?
Oh, no, they're not here in this country.
Have you ever had problems with somebody like?
Shit in a spackle bucket?
No, like doing shit at your house when they come over to service it.
No.
Because it is
no.
weird that you let somebody in your home, like even like the RCN guy, to like
No.
fix a modem.
Listen, I'm the asshole that stands there.
Yeah.
I don't let him alone.
Yeah.
Because when I was doing flooring for that guy.
You used to be the potty boy.
No, the guy was.
The potty boy.
We were doing a floor.
You take a potty
Where was
like
it?
a baby boy.
Where was? I think it was in
Squat and poop
No.
and don't wipe.
Lower Nazareth. The guy.
Potty boy.
They had to remove. We were doing a vinyl floor,
Yeah.
so they said that they had to take the toilet out to put the floor there.
Yeah.
So we don't. Obviously, we're not fucking plumbers. So we said you had to hire somebody to take the fucking.
I
thing out.
definitely have fucked plumbers.
So they moved the toilet. We did that. We did the flooring, and then we called them. Okay, we're done. Come
Yeah.
back. So the guy comes back to reinstal it. Well, as the guy's reinstalling the toilet, the other guy was with him. Said, "Hey, do you mind if I use the other? Do you have another bathroom?" I said, "Yeah, upstairs. Do you mind if I use it?" And he said, "Yeah." He goes, "That's okay. It's up the stairs, whatever." So the guy goes up with his full work belt on,
Yeah.
and my boss right away just goes, "What? Can you watch that guy?" I go, "I'm not going to the fucking bathroom." And he goes, "No." He goes, "He's going to fuck with something." And I just laughed it off, like, "All right, you're just being paranoid." So the guy comes down. He's like, "Oh, okay, thanks." Comes down. They go, "All right, guys, I'll see you. We're good. We'll see you later." And they take off. And my boss immediately walks up the stairs. And what they did was they actually loosened one of the supply lines. He loosened it enough that it was just dripping, one drop at a time. And he called the homeowner up and said, "This fucking company does this all the time. Like, they'll fuck with the other shit so that it'll be slow enough that it'll start to wreck. And then since they were there, they'll be like, oh, you'll get another call." And they fuck with people's shit.
That's terrible.
And I know the company, and I won't bash them because they could probably sue me for something.
No one listens to this show.
They don't. Not anybody important. Anybody important, no.
Yeah, I was. I went out with Tim and Dustin to Red Robin, and I don't know how that story came up, but I was like, man, I really want to tell that shit story on the podcast. And then we were talking about other shit stories, and my brother Henry, when I lived with him in Virginia for the first time, like, he didn't cook a lot, and his wife at the time would make stewed tomatoes with ground turkey and rice. So this was like before I've ever cooked, and I really don't have anything going on in my life. Like, I'm just drinking. I don't have any like skill sets at this point. So my brother's like, let's just go out and get wings. But I was like 20, I don't know. I was in my 20s, early 20s, so like that just meant like, let's go get drunk. So we would always go down to this place. And we'd always just be like, we'd just be bitching about stuff. We'd just getting pictures of beer, and then eventually you're just drunk, and you're no longer bitching about shit. You're just fucking around. So I don't know if Kim was out of town or something, but when I first lived with him, he lived in the Fan. And if, like, where Richmond is.
In the Fan?
It's like the college town. So they had, like, a really cool apartment. Like, the apartment wasn't anything special, but the location was cool because it was, like, right by my friend Drew's tattoo shop, 702, and then, like, that's where I used to hang out all the time. And then there was this place called Banditos that was in walking distance, and they always had super hot waitresses with tattoos, and they had like Mexicali food. I still go there when I haven't been down in forever. I got to go back, but it's a great place to go. And then there was another place, I forget the name of it, because I think when I went down there with Josh, they were mad because he threw up all over the bathroom. But
besides pissing on the floor,
they probably just did piss on the floor, and they were like, he threw up everywhere. So we were over at Caliente. That's what it was. They actually, Adam Richman was on there for Man vs. Food, and it was like super hot wings.
Yep.
So the guy had really good food, and we used to go down there, and we were drinking this beer called Pink Elephant, I think it was called, because it was so strong that it was supposed to be like you would see pink elephants. So we were annihilated, and it was still daylight, and he's like, yo, dude, he's like, we got to go. Like, I have to shit, like, now. And I'm just like, whatever, dude. And he's like, no. Like, he started sweating and throwing money on the table. And I'm like, whatever. He's like, well, you can stay. And I'm like, well, I'm not staying here by myself. So we go outside, and he starts to, like, hustle. And he's, like, grabbing his belt and shit. And I'm like, and in the back of my head, I'm just like.
All right, so wait a second. So at what point did he forget that there's a bathroom at the restaurant?
I guess he didn't want to use it there. I don't know. Like, I don't
Does he
like
have a shot
I don't like
bladder?
shitting in public.
Who cares? You got to go that bad? You got to
Well,
just.
if I was in his position and I knew that I could go home and shit, and it's a block and a half. It's a block and a half. Like, I definitely would just
Dude,
go home and shit.
Doesn't matter.
I would have baby wipes. I could get completely naked, leave the door open, listen to music. That's not how I shit. I'm just saying if I did, I could do all those things. So we start walking, and I just start realizing, I'm like, if I slow him down, like, he's going to shit his pants.
Oh, I know what happened. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm like trying to kick him, and he's like, he starts laughing. He's like, get the fuck off me, dude. Like, he's trying to be like stern, like older brother, but he can't because like he knows it's funny. And I'm like drunk, and I'm like, get over here. So I couldn't like kick him and like knock his foot out, and he starts running. And I know I'm faster than him. So I start running, and I catch him up with him, and I tackle him, and he shit his pants.
So this would be the owner of Shit Yard Skates. Is that what it? Shit.
He needs to make a board with that on it.
Yeah. Why doesn't he have a?
Oh man.
Yeah.
One of my most memorable times in Richmond. It was so much fun because we used to. I wasn't cooking and he wouldn't, so he'd be like, "We're going to get wings," and then we just get fucked up, which always sucked because then we were just hungover for work.
Yep. He said I look like a pumpkin, but at least I didn't shit myself.
Yeah, he definitely did. He
Just
shit
saying.
himself multiple times. He doesn't care. He would tell him another
I don't
time.
understand. You have so many shit stories. I don't understand.
Another
how this
time he
problem.
just shit his pants when we went to get Chinese food or something, or we might have even been home and he shit his pants.
That's
then,
MSG.
And then he's just like, I'm just gonna shower. It was always like when his wife was out of town, he'd shit his pants.
Did you hear when Jake the Snake was on Rogan? He's talking about Andre the Giant. He never used toilets. He would just shit in the shower because the toilets were too small.
Yeah.
He would just sit on the edge of the bathtub and he would just shit in there and turn the shower on. The guy never used a toilet.
We should do an experiment and see how that goes.
How long it takes for it to break down?
Oh, yeah, because it's not like he's a normal-sized person.
No.
Like, it's probably like elephant shit.
Yeah.
I don't remember him talking about that on the podcast.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah, it's creepy. Just think about all the hotels you stay in.
Well, he probably didn't care.
Who's going to tell him he's doing anything wrong?
Yeah.
He was a monster of a person.
I feel like he just, like, slept with a lot of women, too.
I don't think he did. I didn't say anything about that. They said he
No, there
drank
was
a
always
lot.
pictures with him, and he had, like, 15 80s prostitutes with him. There's no way he wasn't just getting wasted and banging chicks.
I don't think he ever got wasted. He just drank beer and it didn't do anything.
I don't know.
He should
What a
drink, he should
bizarre
drink a
man.
case of beer. And it was still, that was like a nightly thing. You drank a whole case.
You figure he was probably as big as The Rock back then. He was in movies. Remember he was in Princess Bride?
Dude, he was one of the biggest people around. Yeah.
He was in a lot of stuff. I mean, he was like,
He died super young.
yeah, but like when he like crossed over, it's like not even like he had to act. He was just like, I'm Andre the Giant.
He was playing a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a stretch.
Princess Bride was awesome. I hope they don't ruin it and remake it.
I think they are doing it again.
I know Keaton texted me and was like, "Hey, you want to go see that WWE movie?" And I go, "Absolutely fucking
He
not."
got really good reviews.
He goes, "Why?" And I go, "I fucking hate The Rock. Like, why the fuck would I go?"
I don't think he's in it. He produced it. I think
Yeah, he's involved.
But he's not in the movie that much. Only the things you see. That's it.
I see they're doing Jumanji
Yeah, they're
for
filming
December.
it right now.
Yeah, that'll be fucking
The
huge.
fuck?
What happened?
There's a bug in here.
I don't think so, dude. It's probably like
I'm
smoke
waving it away
volcano.
from our beautiful smelling thing.
What is that thing exactly?
A diffuser.
Yeah.
So we got a diffuser and a bunch of oils from Keystone Oiler.
What is?
She set us up with the oil.
Yeah, but what does a diffuser do?
Essential oils. You float it on water, and it makes the whole room smell good.
I mean, I know it smells good, but what is it supposed to do?
Well, there's different ways. I guess I don't know essential oil stuff, but apparently you can actually rub it on your skin.
Yeah, somebody told
Or
me
you
that.
can diffuse it and do stuff. I don't know enough. I ordered these 3 things, and then according to her husband Rob, you probably shouldn't mix all these together because apparently no one else has done this mixture of stuff. I think the mixture we have smells good.
What did you do? Mix them?
I put them all in.
What?
Fuck them. Why do I put them all in? What do I care? But yeah. So she hooked us up.
That's awesome.
We're gonna get her on the show
Yeah, why not?
because she can explain it. Because they do crazy stuff with it.
No, my therapist has one, and a couple other people.
Mostly
I know
good for
have one.
asthma and stuff. And
Yeah.
if you have animals in the house, you can do that. It's supposed to smell
It
good.
definitely doesn't help depression. I've tried drinking the oils. It's,
Yeah, no, straight to the head.
Nothing helps.
You're supposed to masturbate with it feverishly, and then that makes it better.
I mean, I fucked the actual machine, but
Yeah. It is pretty wild that you put the water in there and turn it on and it instantly starts
I
fucking
like
blowing
it
smoke.
because you can smell. You can smell it from upstairs, so
Yeah.
it's like works
this
a lot
thing,
faster.
This
and better
thing
than
is
a
big
candle.
enough to do the whole fucking studio. It's amazing.
Do they have any that smell like Cadbury eggs?
No.
Do you like Cadbury eggs?
No.
Oh, I love them.
No. I don't really eat candy.
Lisa got me like the 4-pack of eggs, and then Kara got me 2, and like I would eat all 6 at once.
Yeah, I know. One night you would do it. And there would be wrappers on the table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like this time Cadbury eggs come around. Did you watch either of the R. Kelly or the Michael Jackson documentary?
I still only watched the first part of the Michael Jackson thing.
I got to part 2.
Is it really slow, the second part?
No, it goes a little bit more into the
The other kid, right? The first one had a lot of the one kid.
Well, Wade
Yeah.
was towards the end. I didn't realize, like, I Googled who he was, and I totally, like, because he looked familiar. Because I didn't know the
Pepsi commercial.
first kid.
Well, the one kid was in the Pepsi commercial.
Yeah, but I don't, like, remember that as kids.
I remember that
Wade
commercial
was from.
because I was creeped out of the commercial when I was a kid when he was just like, "You're looking for me," and I'm like, "That guy is fucking scary as shit." He is a weirdo.
And he wasn't black in that commercial either. Like, that was, like, after the skin pigmentation and all
Yeah.
that. That was the weird thing, too, is that, like, well, I mean, there's so many layers to it, but, like, that Wade guy was NSYNC's choreographer, and he was on, like, Wildin' Out and, like, all this shit on MTV
Oh, yeah?
back in the day. So, like, I knew him from, like,
Oh,
he
yeah?
just has, like, a very familiar face. So, like, I looked it up, and I was like, oh, that's what this kid's from.
Well, all I know is, and I always said it before that he was fucking weird, but it's really bad. Like he was a 100% fucking predator. The way
Well, why don't you think, like, now that I'm thinking about it, like, why isn't there any things from, like, it just seems like it was a certain point in his time, like, when he started molesting kids. Like, it wasn't when he was younger and black, or when he was, like, doing Thriller and was black.
This
like,
was-
it just seemed like when he crossed over. Do you think it has to do with he turned white and then was attracted to children?
No, it has nothing to do with nothing to do with his color. No, I think it was because he got really, really famous, and when you get stupid famous,
Yeah.
and you have money to do whatever you want, I think that's when he got a lot more lonely, and he didn't know what to do with his money because he didn't have any friends because he worked
Yeah.
all the time. So now you have all this money, and that's like I said. But the way he broke it down on how he would like start out and like befriend the parents and talk to
Yeah.
the parents, and then take them on tour.
And at first I was like, well, fuck those parents. But then I thought about it, too, where I was like, the parent is thinking in their mind that their child is going to do what they want to do. Like the Wade kid wanted to be a dancer and was obsessed with Michael Jackson. So like his mom sees his kid with Michael Jackson and is like, oh, well, Michael Jackson is like, this is how all this works.
The biggest person.
Yeah.
And he's on tour with him around the world.
It was a bit of a mind fuck from every angle. It was a fucked up documentary.
But I don't.
They kept it PG though. Like I get what they were trying to do.
But I'm not. I'm not. I don't know. I mean, nothing like that's ever happened to me. But I just don't understand.
Yet.
No, never. I don't understand how.
Keep drinking that beer.
Yeah, the thing when he's doing things that the kids aren't realizing that it's not right.
That's what was fucked up too, is when they broke down, and a lot of that was the director getting the kids to fucking like not say that stuff, but like he like made that documentary and made you realize that like those kids were so young that they weren't even like affected by like gay, transgender, any of that stuff. Like they were just like, oh, I love this person because he said, yeah. But that was fucked up, man.
But I mean, to the fact that they're sneaking around, and it's like, oh yeah, there's a room here, and we had sex in there, and we had this, we had sex in there, and people were in the movie theater, and we had a secret room in the back, we had sex in there, and I'm like, when does that not click in your head that hey, maybe this is not right?
Yeah, because they were so young, it doesn't. And then what was even crazier is that like when they were older, and that Wade guy was like hooking up with girls at that time, he was still mad that he wasn't getting attention from Michael Jackson. Fucked up documentary.
And the fact that his shitty family was trying to sue HBO from having it released, fuck them.
Well, what are they supposed to do?
All they're living off is money. That's
yes, but I'm sure I'm sure maybe they don't think he fucked kids. I don't know.
He paid out so many different people. There's no way you don't know he fucked kids. There's no way.
I don't know.
Why would you pay out lawsuits? And they'll say, well, he was never convicted. Yeah, he's not convicted because if you go to somebody who has nothing and you go, I'm going to give you $10 million.
And then it was weird with like how they were breaking down the timeline and his pattern. Like they were very much showed like his pattern.
He would have one, and as they got older, he'd bring in another one, and then it was like he was constantly.
And then in that pattern, then fell. And I don't know why they didn't do it with Corey Feldman, but they did it with
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. Which I was just like, oh, you know what? I'm like, I do remember everybody saying that shit.
Yeah.
And then they were kind of like, well, if Wade lied about it in court, why wouldn't Macaulay Culkin lie about it in court?
And apparently found out that Michael Jackson loves nipple play.
Yeah.
He's a nipple play freak, that guy.
And I don't know what Wade would get out of it because Wade had money. And he was already...
And he wasn't suing the family for any money. This documentary didn't make any money.
Yeah.
He didn't make it. They don't make any money. So I don't... It
was fucked up.
This was just to get it out. Like
Part 2 wasn't as good as Part 1. It was more like the guys opening up and like coming to terms and then going to therapy. And then it was how they felt after he died.
Yeah. Well, the one guy said it was when he had his own son.
Yeah, that was Wade.
When he was like, hey,
I feel like I'm friends with Wade.
Yeah, you and Wade hang out?
I would hang out with Wade.
I was going to watch the second one, but I really want to watch the new Ben Affleck movie.
What?
Ben Affleck?
The new... It's
on Netflix.
I know. I was going to start watching
Somebody said it was good.
I'm sure it is good.
What is that? Stop with all the... Who's texting you? Somebody
there's sex alarms. It's been 6 hours. I have to have sex.
You better run outside.
The other documentary with R. Kelly, dude, that was fucked up too, man. You got to watch that after you watch.
That beer's gross.
It sat there for like 12 hours. First of all, I did not make that face having my garbage coffee with whiskey.
That was bad. No, I never. I mean, I don't understand why. And I'm on the team of I don't believe that people are so famous that just get away with shit. Like that pisses me off. So R. Kelly knew.
No pun intended.
Remember how many? That's pissed on. What I'm saying is, how many years ago did we hear the stories that it was proven that he was pissing on women? But that's the thing is
that's what they were saying in the documentary is that even before he was pissing on it and like girls like, dude, you gotta watch it. He used to just go to high schools, and he would just hang out at high schools and he'd see girls and he'd start, oh, you want to be my backup singer? So he basically did what Michael Jackson did, was lure them in with the fame and, hey, well, you can be my backup singer. And then he would start fucking these girls. And then it didn't really hit home till they broke down his relationship with Aaliyah. And when he had Aaliyah on his label.
Well, she died, right?
Yeah,
that's
in
the
a
one that
plane
died.
crash.
She's the one that was going to be in the.
They loaded the plane up too much.
One of the best
and
soundtracks.
The pilot, the producer was like, "It's fine, fly the plane anyways," and then they crashed.
The movie that Korn did the whole soundtrack.
Jet Li. It's probably a Jet Li film.
No, the it's a vampire one. The hell's that called?
Van Helsing too.
I have the whole album. Jonathan Davis from Korn wrote the whole album and had a bunch of different people do songs on it. So it was like Static X did a song, they did a song, like a whole bunch of
Sounds
different.
like a terrible action movie.
It was an awesome fucking.
Romeo Must Die.
The fuck was it called? It's gonna bother me now. She was in it. She was the main fucking vampire, and that was like she did. It was like right. She did that, and then she died. Like,
Well, she was
right
going to
after that.
film a thing. Well, anyways, he put out her first hit single, which was "Age Is Not a Number," and it was a song about a girl who was in love with a guy who was older than her. And then it came out that he got caught fucking her, and she was 14.
Ooh.
And then he married her.
Queen of the Damned.
That movie stunk.
Yeah, well, the soundtrack's awesome. I'm not talking about the movie, I'm talking about the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's probably what you would listen to driving to Florida. Get a
Soundtrack's
bounty.
awesome. I'll get you a copy. You'll love it.
Yeah, and then he married her when she was 15.
That makes sense.
And then she died, and then the next person that was involved was
How
the
do you get
girl
married
from...
when you're 15? You have to have your parents sign off on it?
No, the one manager forged paperwork.
Oh.
So then they were married. She died. Then the next girl that was like a big thing to do was 16, and he told her she was a backup singer, took her virginity, fucked her. And then, so like there's multiple times he slept with like, not like girls who are like 7. I mean, they were 17 and 18.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that 17-year-olds are okay to fuck, but these girls were like under 15.
Yeah.
And then what would happen is like after he would start sleeping with him and they would become in his relationship with him, then they said that's when like he would keep them in rooms and he would stop feeding them. And they would have to ask permission to use the bathroom. And then, like, he'd beat them, and he'd piss on them, and he'd film all this stuff. And the one girl gave the tape away, and it just so happened that the tape was on it was of this 14-year-old girl. Like, when that R. Kelly tape went all the way around and was all over the internet and shit that he pissed on, that girl was 14 years old.
They said, I just told you in the news the other day.
And they said that he was just touring.
But they found one in Pennsylvania, a video of him.
Yeah.
Doing all
I
that
think
shit
he's
there.
eventually going to get this is going to all catch up with him. I think it's just a matter of time because he doesn't have any money anymore.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of all this coming out the woodwork is he can't pay these girls off anymore.
Yeah.
And now they're older and the Me Too shit's going on. There's social media. And I'm not saying that they're trying to make money out of this, but what I'm saying is they're like, fuck you.
Listen, all these people that have been doing shit, lock them all up. Even the Full House lady.
What Full House lady?
Lock her up.
Who?
What's her name? Lauren.
Was that Joey's
Laughlin?
wife on the
Something
show?
Laughlin? No, the Full House. Lori Laughlin. Lauren Laughlin. That's the one with they paid their kids to get into colleges.
Oh. I just started hearing about that.
But
Let me wrap up the R. Kelly shit.
Yeah.
You have to watch that documentary. It is a little bit of work, but it's worth watching, dude. It's like 6 hours. It's fucked up. What's fucked up and it'll fuck you up more than it fucked me up is the end of the documentary is the kids that are like 18 now that he's been fucking for forever, and they're like, he brainwashes them and they're afraid to leave the house because they're so abused. It's the parents going to like R. Kelly's studio and begging their daughters to come outside, and one of them they actually was at a hotel and the girl gets her to leave, and she does go back for a day but then comes back. But the other girl, their parents haven't talked to her in 3 years.
That wouldn't happen in my life.
Dude, this guy
Never. It would never happen.
dude, It's fucked up. You got to watch it. I don't know what's going on with what a bunch of people paid.
So a lot of people are saying, well, so what? It's known and all stuff. But what happened was they found 48 people are being charged. The main ones that came out are the one from like Full House. Okay, the main girl. What the fuck is?
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
Bob Saget's co-host on there. The main lady. Is it Lori Loughlin? I don't fucking... Yeah, Lori Loughlin. She's still good looking after all these fucking years. She's on the Hallmark Channel and stuff now. Her. Right there. Look.
Oh, yeah, she's gorgeous. Let her alone.
Okay, so she ended up marrying a fucking investment banker, had a whole bunch of money, left him, and she eloped with the guy who started Massimo. Remember Massimo Clothes? They have 2 children. Through them, both of them are YouTube stars and online presence. They all have fucking tons of money. So they got caught paying a university $500,000 to get them enrolled into a university and on some kind of sports team that they don't even play the sport.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
So the problem is they started following all the money, and other people were paying millions to get their kids to not even have to do any kind of entrance exams, nothing, to get them into college, saying they played sports or they were being looked at to do sports.
Yeah.
Got them into college, and half of them didn't even fucking show up to their classes. They just pushed them through and got these degrees.
Yeah, but who cares? Like, they have money that doesn't matter. They're still... So it's just things that they want.
It's taking up the spot of someone who was actually working.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, like, they're just doing it to say that their kids went to these colleges when the kids don't need to go to the colleges because they can do whatever they want because they have money.
But they're using that, and so they're catching, and it's like, it turns out it's all of the ones. The one girl is married to William H. Macy.
Yeah.
And it turns out that all the people that are getting caught seem to have voted for a certain person that's not president right now.
Here we fucking go.
So what they're saying is...
You took my interesting R. Kelly piss shit to spin it to
so what they're saying now is
nonsense.
They're trying to say that, yeah, it's amazing how all of these people that complain about everything and about all this equality are all the rich people paying to have their children snuck into college.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm sure that's been
it's
going
big.
on
It's
for
going to be
years.
bad. Oh, it's been going on, but it's not right. So somebody said that too. It's been going on for years.
I don't think it's going to make a lot of waves. That's nothing crazy.
It's still in the news after a week. It's still going to be around.
That's not going to be around. There's going to be a
We're
storm
talking
that comes.
millions. The one guy got caught making over $10 million.
I'm not saying it's not going to go away, but it's not going to be. Yo, did you see them? R. Kelly did that sit down interview, and he
got up and walked away.
He got up and was like, "This is my life. I fucking.
He's
I ain't kidnapping these girls." I don't know.
He's a bad actor.
And I would say that like if it wasn't like if there wasn't like a sex tape with him on it, and it's not even like him on it, like you hear audio of someone go, "Yo, R," they're like, "Your phone." They're like, "Kelly," like they say his name, like, you know what I mean? And then the worst, he tried to blame it on his brother. He's like, "Yo, that's probably my brother," and then the brother just got on like TV and was like, "Hey, that was definitely not me pissing on a 14-year-old girl."
But see, he got away with it all that time now.
But that's the thing too, is like they were saying,
what happens
like,
if that was like MC Hammer? Do you think he would be able to get away with that?
I don't know.
No.
Well, like they were saying that like his stardom was so big that like he had allegations of child pornography, molestations, and pissing and all that shit, and he was singing songs at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I don't know. It's fucked up.
He was saying, "I believe you can fly."
Yeah.
And there was
yeah, he did what was that, Space Jam?
Space Jam.
Well, that's what they were saying when he was in like being accused and was having to go to court for all this stuff. He pushed it off for 6 years.
Yeah.
In that 6 years,
Money.
he did Ignition, I Believe I Can Fly. Like, it was all fucking huge hits. I would love to know what Corey thinks of it, because he's a huge R&B guy. Kevin's an R&B guy as well, but like I don't know like what they would think.
Well, Corey gave Michael Jackson a pass because of his talent. I don't fucking care how talented he is. Hey, he's talented. Oh, but this guy murdered a bunch of people. Oh, it's okay, but he's talented. Fuck, like Cosby. He was funny. No, he's not. He's a fucking molesting people. He's not funny anymore.
What about Louis C.K.? I think he did nothing wrong.
Oh, he did.
I didn't. I think they made that a little bit worse than it was.
He's a fucking creeper too. No, done.
What do you think about him doing comedy again? And everyone's mad, and he just won't address it.
Because he thinks he's just gonna push through.
I think he's gonna.
I hope he doesn't. Fuck him. He's a fucking weirdo too. He had a boardroom of people waiting on the fucking
Allegedly,
conference.
you don't know if that story's true.
A boardroom of people.
You don't know if that story's true.
Confirm
You
that they
don't
put him
know
on
if that
hold,
story's true.
and he told them.
Just like we don't know if Michael Jackson actually fucked those kids. We don't know if R. Kelly actually did that.
Well,
I think the only thing you could know is that college stuff with the parents. Like that's probably something that'll turn up.
Well, it's
Bill Cosby. You still don't know.
Yeah, you do.
You don't know, man.
He's been caught. He's done.
By
It's
who?
over.
He never admitted to it. You don't know.
Let's wait.
I'm not saying Bill Cosby didn't do it.
So if
but
Michael
we don't
Jackson
know.
didn't do it, why did he pay off so many people?
I
Why are
don't
there
know.
so many people saying the same kind of stories?
But see, that's the thing is we don't have paperwork saying that Michael Jackson paid this off. It's just people saying, yeah, he paid it off. It's all hearsay there and there and there.
No, there's proof that he paid people off.
I don't know, man.
They say he settles out of court. They don't tell you how much.
Like, I'm not saying that these people all didn't do it. I'm just
Well,
saying
are you a defense attorney?
I'm
you
not.
rat bastard.
I'm just saying, man, like there's not.
So you're saying the only way you would say that they did it was if you physically were in the room and you saw it. That's the only way you can actually
No,
say
if
that.
Louis C.K. was like, yeah, man, I jerked
A
off in a
whole
boardroom.
room full. No, he didn't. The whole room full of people in the boardroom were waiting at a writers' meeting. He was on the other line. He wasn't in the room. He said, "Guys, just keep talking." He's like, "I need to."
But
I need to rub one out so I can concentrate.
There's also a wave of people that want to ruin people's lives. There was all that shit that went on with Action Bronson at Vice, and they said that he dropped the N-bomb. And they went into a board meeting, and he went in there, and they played it, and they're like, you didn't drop it. But everybody at Vice didn't want him there anymore because they didn't like that, like, he was really annoying and disruptive and whatnot. So they kept pushing the issue, saying that Action Bronson said all this stuff.
That's because they eat their own. Vice is a horrible fucking company.
But I'm saying is,
But what I'm saying is this: you proved
just-
himself innocent, right?
Yes.
Michael Jackson's never proved himself innocent.
I'm not saying Michael Jackson. I'm saying more Louis C.K. where
Louis C.K.'s never fought the fact that he did it. He apologized.
he apologized.
So he didn't say he didn't do it. He apologized.
But he didn't say he did.
He said he was sorry for his actions. That
I'm
means
just
I
saying,
did it.
if a bunch of people are going to make up a bunch of stuff about... I'm not saying he didn't do weird stuff. What I'm saying is that boardroom story, I've only heard that from you.
Look it up. Holy fucking shit. They talked about it on... What podcast was that? Oh, fuck. I listened to too many fucking podcasts. Let's see how I can find it. Louis... Oh, this is wonderful for listeners. Hold on.
There's too much stuff. I don't even want to go down the rabbit hole. All I'm saying is that I'm not sticking up for Louis C.K. I'm just saying that when shit like this happens, there are people that come out of the woodwork and make shit up or make stuff.
Absolutely.
Look, I'm not saying what Louis C.K. did was okay. I'm not saying that it's totally normal to fucking do what he did.
I fully believe people make stuff up. I mean, after all, whatever happened to the Russian story? I thought the Russians rigged our elections. They never did. They never did.
You need to start your own ranting politics.
They never did, but you'll still see dummies. Oh, no, they rigged. No, they didn't. They proved it over and over again. What podcast were they talking? I don't know how to word it. This is bad. Then my search fucking is going to be really... Her history is going to be crazy.
How long have we been going?
1 hour, 18 minutes.
All right. I'm going to cut it. I just wanted to get back to doing a show. This was like kind of a test to see if we can do the podcast without anybody else down here. So I'm going to mess with the editing and the lighting. We have sponsors coming up. I talked to Dan from Igloo Cryotherapy. He's going to be our first sponsor back. He was our sponsor before. Finishers is coming aboard. They were sponsors before as well. Taylor Edge.
Yep.
I'm trying to look up his social media. He's coming on the podcast, Drew and Hoagland, and we're going to be having him as one of the main sponsors. And what else we got going on? We're going to start doing Skype next month, and then we're going to do some more in-house interviews. But we have a lot of stuff coming. Be patient with us. We're just baby stepping this shit. We have a lot going on.
Here's another story.
Here's not that story. Here's another one.
No, for CK.
I
Louis
want
CK.
I want the specific one.
Okay, I'm getting to it. I just find
we don't
this
have
funny.
time to do any of
No,
this.
this is funny. Abby Schatch, I don't know her surname, called CK to invite him. It's 2003. Invite him on one of her shows. During the call, she said she heard him masturbating. She said that he messaged her on Facebook 6 years later to apologize. So he's already apologized that he did it. He's just letting it all out.
Well, good for him for taking a step forward. Nobody got hurt. You know, I masturbate a lot when we're on the phone together.
That's fucking disturbing.
You never seem to complain.
I'm going to find the story and I'm going to put it up on the site.
Go ahead. What else is going on? But yeah, Skype's the big thing that we're working on this month.
I think that'll be awesome, and I can't wait. It'll be good.
Well, Space Camp and a couple people reached out and wanted to come on, but the lighting needs to get fixed. I mean, we had Ray on, and that went really well. We got like huge positive feedback from that. The numbers did really good. I was happy with everything. But there was some issues with the lighting that Jared's got to fix, but Jared's out of town till April. So Muma's helping us with Skype, and then once we get Skype in, then we can do Blown Deadline, Reload Rub. I'm going to order their stuff this weekend so we can start making food with their stuff.
Yeah, I watch all their...
Then we got Russell Built is coming on. I finally got the tower from him, so that's awesome. We're going to install that. And then there's like so many... the guy from Oddities in New York City, he's actually local, so he's going to come on, but we're just baby stepping it, man. I don't want to rush this shit. This is a lot of fucking work, and I'm excited to see how all this turns out with just me and you doing this and just giving it a go. So I just wanted to get this podcast out here, and then I'm hoping the next one we do is Skype, because we're close to getting Skype done.
I want to do the next one, Skype. I do want to do the next one.
And then we're probably just going to do, it's either going to be Russell Built or Blown Deadline.
Yeah, I'm good with both of them. They're both super awesome people. But you know how to close out the show. You said you had it planned out.
Yep. This week, I would like to finish the show with Jesse's famous song of when he worked at the Nazareth Diner. I'm the bus boy, the pretty bus boy. I'll get your dirty dishes. Are you looking up drops?
No.
You can get past shows on neveragainstudio.com. Or no, Never Again Studio at YouTube, Never Again Radio on iTunes, neveragainclothing.com, and that's it. We're going to have new shirts coming up. Thank you for listening, and you guys can find this on audio, iTunes, Never Again Radio, YouTube, Never Again Studio. What was the one you played before that we opened the show with? It was like a song.
What, the scratching?
No, it wasn't the scratching. It was before that.
Waylon Jennings?
Nope, it was before that. It was like disco-y. Stroke It, was it, baby?
I have Stroking.
Yeah. Was it Stroking? So, like, how long does it do it? Can we roll out on that?
No.
So we can't, like, play it and, like, slow
I don't
it
know
down?
I don't know how to do that. I actually want to meet with that... the Conservative White podcast guy.
Who's
and
that?
Find out. That's the guy who does that show. He's on...
That's all you. I don't even know what a conservative is.
He does the talk show. He's on iHeartRadio and a bunch of stuff. I want to know how he's able to play full... He plays like AC/DC as his entrance thing.
Do you know him?
I don't know him personally. I have friends of his. And I've talked to him online, but I don't know him personally, no.
Oh, well, it's iHeartRadio. They might get...
by iHeartRadio, and he's picked up by a bunch of internet
but what
radio
I'm saying
stations.
is if it's radio stations, they might have access to using
but it's iHeartRadio podcast section. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That might afford him certain things. I don't know.
All right. Check out the past shows. Check out the online. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. And
we can end with this. I like this. Ready?
Yep.
That's the words of wisdom.
Oh, my God. Kelly Pettis, the fucking stalker.
Not that one. Yeah, I don't talk about
the stalker.
I think they finally locked her up. She's going away
now
soon.
She's moving to Boston. She
Yeah,
got a new job.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Kelly.
Yeah.
That's about all you get.
Okay. This isn't about her. But...
You're a great friend.
All right.
We want to keep blood in the good guys
and spill it out of the bad guys.
That's what you got to do.
All over the pavement.
I'm a leaving.